We've got the Ehaho Party Light DJ Laser. I've ran this thing at a few events so far, and honestly, I kind of recommend this thing. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, when these guys sent me this 3D party light, I had to laugh, and I was just saying, there's absolutely no way that I'm gonna review this stuff, because I do have a conscience, and I can't tell you guys that, oh, this product is amazing because they just sent it to me for free. I've got to be unbiased and I got to give you guys the truth. Right when I got this light, I opened it up and then I didn't see a DMX cable. So right off the hop, I was just like, absolutely no way am I reviewing this at all. They did reach back out to me. They did calm my nerves a little bit, and they did say that there is DMX. So I will just show you guys the box here. There are a bunch of different designs that you can apparently do. This, to me, it looked like something that you would buy at like a Spencer's Gifts. Very cheap, very basic. But because there is DMX, I was a fool. I am gonna review this thing. I'm gonna take this out. I have a party coming up this week for a grade 8 graduation. That's pretty well only places that I would be using a laser anyways. I'm never gonna be taking a laser to a wedding, but there are cool little events that this might work out for. So shout out to people at Ehaho. I'm so sorry for the delay in making this video. When I got this, I thought it was a joke, but it looks like it's a real laser. So I cannot wait to get into this thing. Let's open it up. Let's see what we're getting here. And then I'm gonna show you guys the real life application. I'm gonna have this at an event. We're gonna have haze, we're gonna have smoke. We're gonna see what this thing can do. Oh, right off the hop, they're sending you guys cleaning wipes, which is really cool. Not too often are you ever gonna get cleaning wipe. I guess you gotta keep, it says here, here's a simple step-by-step instruction that you can follow to keep your lens clean and in good condition. So I'm gonna assume that a laser is not gonna work too well if it's all gummed up and jammed up. You're always gonna need to keep that lens clean, so just keep the lens clean. And by spec name, this is the L2600 RGB laser light with 3D animation. Sounds kind of cool. I don't have a laser at all, so shout out Ehaho. I will be using this. Something very important right on the first page. You want this thing to be set up 3 meters above your head. This is a laser. If you're shooting people in the eyes, damage can occur. You do not want to be on the hook for like making someone go blind or something like that. Super, super important. Like, do not mess around with these instructions. If it says put it up 3 meters, which is 9 feet, put it up 9 feet. Don't play around here. In the box, you just got 2 controllers. You got your power cord, which is IEC, which is good to know. IEC is the best if you live in Canada or America. And then you just got your little laser here. So definitely Ehaho, please forgive me. When I opened the box and I saw this, I figured there was no way that there was DMX. There's no way that a DJ is gonna wanna use this for any application. But I was wrong, it does have DMX in the back. You can kind of just set it and forget it. There's just a sensitivity knob, so I would assume that goes off of sound mode. And you do have this controller that can pretty well control everything. It looks like you got auto mode. You got your DMX 34 channel, your DMX 6 channel, just a light beam animation, light beam with animation, RGB, red, green, blue, so many different options. Looks like you can pretty well do everything with this. You don't really need to DMX it, but I am gonna DMX it and see what we can come up with. You can set your DMX channel, all your settings. It's got solid buttons, which is good to know. And the switch is nice. So overall, this is like a solid built little machine. Avoid direct eye contact with the laser beam and keep away from children. For better laser beam effects, used in conjunction with a smoke environment. All right, so we're back. I've ran this thing at a few events so far, and honestly, I kind of recommend this thing. So right now, it's just running on sound mode. So if you are at an event, like this is how I just ran it at the graduation. I just turned it on sound mode. It did its thing the whole night. Like, I was pretty impressed. When I first got this thing, I thought it was a joke. I'll be completely honest. I thought it was an absolute joke. I couldn't believe this company sent me it, but I gotta give them a round of applause. I shouted them out on the Prime Day special. They did have a special, but I will post a link to this in the comments for anyone who missed that. if you want a laser, like this thing's pretty legit. Obviously, like you can see it doing its thing right now. It went across the whole building, a huge spread. I had smoke out as well, the Antari Z350Z. That video isn't out yet, but I'll post a link to that smoke machine as well. It's a killer smoke machine. I've used that at a few events now, and like best bang for my money. It was pretty cheap. I think it's like $350 American. With that and this laser, like you're good to go. For me, I'm not really gonna use a laser too often, but there are times like for kids or anyone who just kind of wants like a cool funky show, I'm gonna bring this thing all of the time. So shout out Ehaho as well. Big fan of this thing, and I thought it was gonna suck and it didn't. So I'm surprised, everyone is surprised here. So first things first, we are gonna move this off of sound mode. I'm actually gonna bring this into my sound switch, which I noticed that it's already there. So obviously there's a lot of people who have this laser. And to start that out, we got our sound switch open. I'm just gonna come here to DMX, gonna type in, oh, that wouldn't be here, but Ehaho, we're gonna type that. And then this is the L2600 laser. So boom, I'm just gonna drop this here. Our next position is 102. You can really put it anywhere that you want, but 102 was my next one up. So the next step would be taking this off of sound mode and turn it into DMX mode. So the way you do that is you come here, you get your menu. This is just gonna take you through a few of the designs as well, which is pretty cool. I'm just seeing this now, so I'm trying this out with you guys. We got a dolphin, wow. That's pretty cool. That would look really cool in the club. So we are going to 102 here. So boom, we should be in. We set our DMX to 102, and let's see what this thing can do. So we are turning our laser on right now. That's just one of the settings here. I would assume like once they build this show out, it's gonna be all different. This is crazy, it's got RGB as well. I didn't even notice that. I never saw it have any green on it before. So this is like changing the pattern size. This is pretty crazy. So this is like changing the way it kind of shoots. You can kind of rotate the pattern as well. So there's just so many different options on this thing. It's kind of crazy how many different options you got, how many different patterns that it can come up with. Obviously, like to me, it's just a laser. I'm just gonna kind of set it and forget it. But if you are someone who really wants to kind of learn this thing and play around with it, it's got so many different selections. Like it's crazy to me how well this thing works, for how small it is, for how cheap it is. I didn't even want to do this review, but like I'm happy that I am, because there's so many cool things that you can do with this light. So yeah, the Ehaho, it gets my seal of approval. I'm not gonna really be running this like at weddings or anything. It's gonna be pretty rare that I bring this thing out. Probably just for like anything that's a grade, graduation, school, grade age, like kids who want to play with that. Maybe a club. Like, I don't know why I'd be setting up a club, but either way, Sick laser, and then if you need the hazer to go with it, it's the Antari Z350. I'm gonna post the link to this, the hazer, in the comments. For like 500 bucks, you can have like a pretty sick way to level your lighting show up, way higher than it was. So shout out Ehaho. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Let's go.